There are very few people in the world that you should trust with putting your life in their hands, because a lot of people leave or grow up or grow apart. So I don't know, I wouldn't trust just like friends, I guess. So the only person I would trust would be my father, because he helped to bring me in this world and raise me essentially by himself. And I know that he'll always be there no matter what happens. Personally, I enjoy colored photography more, due to the fact that my photography style is trying to capture what it actually looks like. Like, I want it to look like real life, how I see it. I do enjoy some black and white, but it's just not one of my favorites. Family members aside, the person who has had the biggest impact on my life would have to be my friend Morgan, just because before I met her, I was very, very quiet and didn't have a lot of friends and didn't know how to speak up for myself. And she slowly taught me how to be a little more outgoing. Granted, I'm still not very outgoing, but she helped me to find who I am. My favorite color is purple. It would have to be my own, and a close second would be you, Kevin. So, um, I guess when I was about 12, the disordered thoughts and sort of eating started. I mean, I always had bad thoughts about myself before that, but around 12 is when I went on my first diet. 13 is when I started taking um, diet pills. I don't know, it didn't get really bad, I think, until about 2010 was when I really, really started to restrict. I mean, before then, it was like very off and on. I would go days with eating very, very little, or days with eating a normal amount. So, yeah. Of course, there are days that I miss it, because, I mean, no one wants to put themselves through torture every day just because of food. And, I mean, it goes further than just like by yourself. It can be awkward when you're out with friends or anything like that. An eating disorder can completely ruin your life even before it kills you. Like, people will leave you and you'll spend your time in and out of hospitals and just in pain. So yeah, of course I miss it. If you're talking about my photography, uh, as far as the abandoned building photos go, like the still life, what inspires me with them is the actual building and the history of the building and the people who were in there. Most of my photos, they are dark and dingy and have a sad, eerie feeling to them, because that is what these places were. They were essentially zoos for human beings who had mental disorders. As far as like any of my photography involving models, I don't know, I kind of just do things for fun, work with what I have, but my ultimate inspiration is a lot of the avant-garde, just out there photography in, let's say, like Vogue Italia. I love fashion, like the crazy fashion of like Alexander McQueen and Malgorzata Dudek. I have no idea if I'm saying that right. I just like strange, abnormal things. That's really dependent on the photographer. If I really enjoy their work and they have a pretty decent concept, I'd think about doing it. I definitely need to be clothed though, so nothing erotic, just, you know, I guess, play act and make sure it wasn't anything too erotic or sexual. I'm going to make this a quick one, and a lot of people would disagree, but I'd love to see Burzum play because chances are I never will. And fuck the haters. My first answer goes without saying, and it's Pennhurst, mainly because I just feel a special connection with that building, and I feel as if it's my home. I mean, I'd have to ramble forever to explain that, but other than Pennhurst, the most interesting place I've been to is, I think, Hudson, because it was my first Kirkbride hospital, and I just love the way that it's decaying and the floors are caving in and the architecture is gorgeous. Sadly, the last time I was at Pennhurst was about 2.5 months ago.